Hi, Schlockmeister fans. A re-review from my previous channel, Bob Clark's Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Let's check it out. Alright, a movie starts with a group of people. They're on a boat going to an island. I think they're going to film a movie there.
Hurry up with that lantern.
That's Alan, the leader. And they arrive.
The graveyard. What the hell are they doing with a street lamp out here? This used to be a resort island. Come on. But we stumble onto some really sick cult which follows us along a deserted path until finally in the middle of the night.
Don't give them the satisfaction.
Oh, I'm just being realistic. I mean,
And eventually they get to the house.
caretaker of the cemetery.
Where is he now?
An insane asylum.
Oh, God, I'm afraid they have.
No, it's quite ordinary, really. I'm
Not
going
very
to
hospitable
spell
inside.
the castle with the master. Look.
Oh, God. Oh, this is getting worse all the time.
In this very room, if I'm not mistaken.
Guy hanged himself.
Now, wait a minute, this is too much. You tell us the first caretaker murdered his family, the second caretaker hanged himself. I mean, it's like a great B movie where the villain tries to drive the victims mad. People create their own demons.
That's not very original, Anya.
Something is going to happen tonight. I can feel it.
There are fresh cadavers available and waiting for us.
Alan wants to exhume a
Until
body
midnight.
to perform a
I
ritual
suggest we go and exhume our corpse.
to bring him back to life. And they open one up.
Is that for real?
God, I don't believe it.
Looks like Dracula.
Decomposition does strange things to people.
Alan's playing a joke.
Roy?
And after we do all of this, the dead are going to rise from their graves, right? Thus spaketh the
He still wants
master.
to do that ritual and get a real body, though.
Redeemer of passion, crucible of flesh,
That's the body.
blood incarnate, by the flesh made proud, by the soul devoured of itself. By these words we do implore. You don't have any power!
Apparently it didn't work.
Petty panderer, cheap chiseling con artist, two-bit petty Annie potion peddler. Away for a long time. Orville's in the underground, you know. I'm sure he has many interesting things to tell us.
Alan.
They decide to take Orville, the corpse, back to the house. Although why he has purple hair, I don't know.
Okay?
I guess it's supposed to be gray.
Bouquet. It does have a very definite bouquet.
He won't like us if we do. He'll be angry with us. We should respect his beauty. There is great beauty in death. It shouldn't be defiled.
And I'm going to prop you up in my living room. And when friends come to call, I'm going to say, here's my good friend Orville.
Stop it!
Anya starts to freak out. Well, about an hour and 4 minutes into this movie, the action starts to pick up. Because apparently that ritual did do something. The dead are coming back to life. Next thing you know, there's more and more of them. They're everywhere. So they're all trying to flee and get back to the house. Now the ones who were inside the house didn't know what was happening outside, and they were actually going to leave Alan and go back on the boat.
They're coming! They're coming!
As the corpses attack, they barricade themselves inside. And all of a sudden, the noise just abruptly stops.
They're stopped.
But they haven't left. They're still out there.
They're everywhere.
What is this? Why are they after us?
If the zombies catch you, they eat you. That's what happened when Paul tried to escape.
Listen to me. There's gotta be a way out. Maybe Ellen can get us out of here. This book. Isn't there a way of sending them back? A counterspell.
Oh, a counterspell. They give it a shot.
Not our death. Seek not our souls. Obey the will of Lucifer. Obey the will of hell. Return and sleep and walk no more.
Well, it initially appeared to work, but ultimately it didn't. They're still wide awake and hungry. I think Alan was our last survivor, but he locked himself in the room where the original corpse, Orville, was. There's a couple of cool slow motion shots as they bust into the room. Our movie ends with the corpses getting on the boat, and those are the lights of Miami in the distance. Here we come. All right, let's talk about children shouldn't play with dead things. This has been in my movie collection for many, many years. I picked it up from a place called Curtis Mathis. They were a television / appliance store in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. I got this in 1986, I think. And I rented this movie. They had some movies for rent. I rented this and One Dark Night, which is also on the same tape. I had, and then The Omega Man. Those were the 3 movies I had on that tape. I rented the first 2. I think I taped Omega Man off of cable. Anyway, I digress. I had seen some trailers for Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things because this movie trailer would appear on the end of other tapes that I used to rent and copy. In fact, I saw this one quite a bit, actually. I think Faces of Death 2, actually, I think it was one of them that had this. And I remember the trailer that kept saying, "Meet Smedley." They kept saying Smedley over and over again. Although the corpse isn't named Smedley, although there is somebody in the cast or in the filmmaking, somewhere in the credits, there's a person named Smedley. Maybe that's where they got the name from. I don't know. But the corpse's name was Orville. But anyway, I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I thought it looked fantastic. And then I rented the movie, and I was actually very disappointed with it because I found the first hour of this movie pretty damn slow. I didn't quite... it's like nothing's happened in this movie. Now, however, I've seen it a few times over the years, and I've gotten a little more appreciation for it because it does have a really overall kind of creepy, sinister vibe to it. The whole movie takes place in the dark, practically, although the lighting's fine. But it's all at night. There's no daylight at all in this movie. We have a bunch of people going to an island to film, I guess, a horror movie or some sort of movie, I guess. The leader is this guy named Alan, who's kind of just a real prick. He ends up insulting everybody and keeps calling them meat. Your actors, your meats. You do what I tell you. That sort of thing. Well, he, at one point, gets them all to dig up a body. He wants to perform some sort of ritual to see if they can bring someone back to life. It doesn't work, but he does the ritual, and they dig up the body, and they bring him back to the cabin, or the house, I should say. Well, they think it doesn't work, or perhaps it did, because at an hour and 3 minutes into this movie, hour and 4 minutes, a corpse rises from the graveyard, and then another, and pretty soon there's corpses everywhere. There's a graveyard on this little island, and there's maybe 50 corpses running around, and of course, like any good zombie, if they catch you, they will rip you to shreds and eat your guts. So that's what happens here. So they all end up fleeing back to the house. They bore themselves in. Eventually, the creatures manage to get in, and literally, they kill everybody. There's no survivors left in this movie. The last scene in the movie is the some of the creatures, the zombies, getting on a boat and I guess heading towards South Beach across the bay. So that's how our movie ends. This was directed by Bob Clark, who did Death Dream, I think, right after this one. I think he filmed these movies back to back because there's a lot of same cast members in this. I'm actually going to re-review that one again tomorrow. Bob Clark went on to do stuff like Porky's, and of course, A Christmas Story. And word was that he was going to actually do a remake of this movie, but then he died in a car accident in 2007, I think. Drunk driver got him. So anyway, we did not get a remake of Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Now again, I think that's a fantastic title for a film. I don't think the film quite lives up to that great title, but it's okay. You know, like I said, I've learned some appreciation for this film over the years. And the creatures, I really like the way the creatures look in this movie. They kind of have this, they almost kind of look fake, but they also kind of have a realism to them. So it's hard to explain what I mean by that. But I wasn't looking at these things. They look like the makeup and the effects were really cheaply put together, but I think they did a quality job. And maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know, but I liked it. I liked the way the corpses look. And again, the last 20 minutes of this movie, pretty good stuff. There's just constant carnage going on. And like I said, no survivors left. So this film was actually rated PG, I believe. There's no nudity in this movie. There is some gore, though. So, but yeah, I think it's PG. Now, I have this DVD. I've had it for probably for 20 years. I think VCI put this out. VCI had some great catalogs back in the 80s, by the way. Thankfully, they're still around putting this stuff out. So, but I think this has been released on Blu-ray since then also. So I will leave a link to that down below if you're looking for it. And I would recommend watching it because I think it's a pretty entertaining film. Just got to be in the right frame of mind and accept the fact that not a whole hell of a lot's going to happen in the first hour, but it's going to set the mood, set the tone. So those last 20 minutes, pretty cool. So check it out. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. From the great Bob Clark. Watch it. Bye.
Smedley.